What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Dragon Empires, a 5-minute tour, and hey, happy Friday. Today, for once, I get to pick my own video in my own series. It's so wonderful. Of course, as always, if there's some region of the Dragon Empires you'd like to see covered, throw it in the comments, because we'll probably get to it right away, because the request line isn't like 25 requests long like the Forgotten Race review is. Regardless, today, we're talking about Hongal. If you like what you see, remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Today, this episode of The Dragon Empires, a 5-minute tour, was brought to you in part by Jesse Brooks. Jesse, thanks so much for your help. Now, let's dive in. As the northernmost country of the Dragon Empires, Hongal has long been regarded as simply being too far and too remote for annexation by various empires that have ruled the mainland, and thus the people of Hongal, the Tian laws, have never known any rule other than their own. Hongal's greatest point of interest to other lands is the fabled Path of Aghanhe. The greatest trade route between Tian Sha and Avestan begins in its northern reaches, and hey, if you'd like to learn more about the crown of the world that the Path of Aghanhe crosses over, follow this card right up here. To the people of Hongal, this path and the spirit road that connects it to the southern nations are seen as necessary evils, routes to bring valuable trade into and through Hongal. As long as these visiting traders spend their coin and don't deviate too far from the roads, the horse lords of the regions suffer their presence. But those who venture too far from the trade route risk attracting the wrong kind of attention. For by traditional agreement, any traveler encountered out of sight of the Spirit Road or the Path of Aghanhe are considered the property of the first Tian Law to find them. With the exception of those few who dwell in cities, the Tian Laws are a nomadic people. While they often travel in smaller groups, these groups band together to form huge town-like encampments of anywhere from a few dozen to several thousand when they halt. Hongal's nomads have strict codes of honor and bravery, and sometimes honor their horses more than their own families. The greatest of all these tribes is traditionally the one ruled by Hongal's Khan, the supreme ruler of the Tianla tribes. The current ruler is Kurultai Khan, a ruler known for his ferocity both in appetite and anger, yet whose honeyed tongue is said to be capable of talking a horse out of its skin. As one might guess, the horse masters of Hongal are said to be among the best riders in Tian Sha, and Hongali horses are much prized throughout the Dragon Empires. Hongal currently boasts only 2 permanent settlements, with one situated at each end of the nation. Neither one of these cities is the seat of government, however. Instead, the Khan travels with a nomadic tent city in a vast circuit across the region. That region is predominantly wilderness, with very few permanent structures that can withstand the region's seemingly endless wind. Dangerous creatures are believed to use these windstorms to hunt, and at times even control them. The strangely mutilated corpses left behind after particularly ferocious windstorms seem to support these claims, for no wind can turn a horse inside out or scour the bones from a human body while leaving the flesh intact. Now, of course, like all the places in Galarion, Hongal certainly has its real-world equivalent, and here we're talking Mongolia. If you couldn't figure it out by the fact that there was a Khan and a bunch of horse lords and open steppes and people living in tents, yeah, that's it, 100%. This is the realm of the Mongols in Galarion, and that's why I love it just so much, because the stories of the Khans and their conquering of Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, super awesome in my opinion, and if I was to play in Hongal, that's exactly what we're doing. Everybody better have ranks and ride or you're getting left behind. I've definitely built several horse archers in my day, most of them, because they're smart archers, worship Erastil, and that was our Wednesday afternoon worship, by the way. Old Deadeye, the god who gives the best boons for archery. Follow this card right up here to be directed to the giveaway. What? To be directed to the video. And if I'm GMing here, it's definitely in the session 0, even if we're not trying to recreate the conquests of Genghis Khan. Very upfront that there will be lots of wide open spaces, lots of room for big creatures, for druids with giant animal companions, for people who want to play mounted paladins, cavaliers, things of that nature. You've got it here. Also, you've got a natural phenomenon in the wind that scours bones from flesh and turns horses inside out, and really, in my opinion, there's only one flavorful answer I can think to what would do that, that of course being the Demon Lord Pazuzu, one of my favorite Demon Lords to tell you the truth. We talked about him pretty early on in Wednesday afternoon worship. Follow this card right up here. We'll tell you all about him. But that's all we have for today. What do you guys think about Hongal? Have you ever rolled up a horse archer? Have you ever ridden before the wind, shot your enemies down, maybe switched to a lance and spirited charge later? Or have you ever played in a setting as wide open or as empire spanning as the territory of the Mongols in the Middle Ages? If so, throw it in the comments. We'll keep the conversation going. Oh, by the way, we're giving away a free copy of Fantasy Grounds Ultimate Edition. Follow this card right up here to enter in that giveaway. And remember, patronage at any tier will grant you that second entry in all our giveaways. That's all we got for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. The next episode of the Dragon Empire is a 5-minute tour where we cover, well, I don't know yet. Whatever you guys want, seriously, throw it in the comments. We'll get there. Drops next Friday.